think being black in America is, I mean, there's definitely a lot, and not just being a regular person, even in sports. I mean, you feel like you have to be, twice as good to get that recognition.
Tennis has a racism problem, and Frances Tiafoe just ripped the lid off it. According to him, umpires bend the rules to shield white players while black athletes are punished, silenced, and dragged through the mud. And nothing exposes that hypocrisy more than what just went down between Townsend and Jelena Ostapenko at the US Open. Townsend dominated Ostapenko in straight sets, fair and square. But instead of showing sportsmanship, Ostapenko spiraled into a meltdown, spitting out insults like classless and uneducated. Words that weren't random, they were loaded, racial dog whistles meant to humiliate. Here's the kicker. The tennis establishment did nothing. No reprimand, no accountability. Meanwhile, white players rushed to defend Ostapenko, excusing it as just her temper.
I actually spoke to Alona after the match, but during our conversation, I didn't know what happened. And, well, I have to say that she's nice, She just sometimes can lose control.
But this wasn't an isolated tantrum. It's part of a deeper rot in tennis. The microaggressions, the sabotage from umpires, and the racist backlash black players face no matter how much they win. Frances Tiafoe is saying out loud what black players have whispered for years. Tennis protects its white stars and sacrifices its black ones. Fast forward, Ostapenko's comments weren't just salty trash talk. They echoed the decades-old stereotypes thrown at black athletes: uneducated, uncivilized, aggressive. Sports like tennis and golf, both rooted in white country club elitism, have long weaponized those labels.
People get upset when they lose, and you can't. Some people say bad things. She told me I have no class, I have no education, and to see what happens when we get outside the U.S. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I beat her in Canada outside the U.S. I beat her in New York outside the U.S. So let's see what else she has to say.
Do you ever feel under any kind of pressure or any kind of prejudice? I mean, golf's quite often seen as an upper class white game. Do you ever feel that at all?
But every time I go to a major country club, always feel it. You can always sense it. People are always staring at you. What are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. When I go to Texas or Florida, you always feel it because they're saying, "Why are you here?"
Arthur, how does it feel to be the first name selected for Davis Cup play?
The black man in the mostly white world of tennis was a momentous occasion.
Quiet, ladies and gentlemen, please.
They don't let whites and blacks play together. When people look at me, he's a before anything else.
So when Ostapenko used those words, she wasn't just lashing out, she was reaching for the oldest racist script in the book. Townsend, on the other hand, stayed calm and classy, walking off like a true champion. Yet media coverage twisted the story, spinning it as Townsend drama, as if the black player shared blame for Ostapenko's meltdown. Even Fox News framed it like Taylor was making things up, headlining, "American Taylor Townsend says she was told she has no class, no education by opponent after US Open win." The gaslighting was blatant. Ostapenko's words were on camera, undeniable. Yet no fine, no condemnation, nothing from umpires or tournament officials. Her apology was a deflection, blaming language barriers and refusing to take responsibility. Taylor rejected that apology, pointing out the lack of real accountability.
What are your thoughts about that message that Ostapenko posted publicly?
Like you a little messy. No, I'm kidding. That's nice that, she did that, that she apologized. I mean, that's fine. That's cool. At the end of the day, I think that it's a learning lesson for her. Again, like I said, when everything first happened, you cannot push your expectations on other people. And that's ultimately what happened. She expected for me to react a certain type of way, and I didn't, and it infuriated her, and which led her to say things that are hurtful, that are belligerent, that are offensive, not only to me, but, to the sport and, to a whole culture of people that I try to do my best to represent the best that I can. So for me, it's nice that she apologized. This isn't the first, second, third, fourth time that, there have been incidences where she gets upset about a net cord. So it's like not a surprising thing that she acted this way. But also we just have to keep in mind that it's competition. We're playing a sport, and, you can't get upset if someone doesn't do something that you want them to do. Like, who are you? I can't get mad that you don't do something that maybe I expect for you to do. And ultimately, when we get our emotions wrapped up in things is where we get our feelings hurt. And I think that that's ultimately what happened. So it's great that she went to social media and apologized. But I really hope that from this, she can take that, like, hey, you can't control people. And it's better just to focus on yourself.
But this goes deeper than Taylor versus Ostapenko. As Naomi Osaka pointed out, calling a black player uneducated is one of the most racially loaded insults you can throw. And that's where Frances Tiafoe stepped in.
I mean, it's really difficult to say. I think, obviously, it's one of the worst things that you can say to a black tennis player in a majority white sport. And granted, I know Taylor and I know how hard she's worked and I know how smart she is, so she's the furthest thing from uneducated or anything like that.
He made it clear. The real issue isn't just Ostapenko, it's the entire system. Umpires, organizers, the media, all bending rules for white athletes while coming down harder on black ones. Tiafoe admitted on CNN, "I definitely feel that not everybody wants to see that success in me, because ultimately they don't want us in power. I truly think that's a thing. The double standard is undeniable." John McEnroe built a whole career throwing tantrums, smashing rackets, and berating umpires. The worst he got, a bad boy reputation. Ostapenko herself has a long track record of screaming, throwing equipment, and threatening officials. Yet it's brushed off as passion.
It was a bit of a spread, Mr. McEnroe.
Look, you can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line. Chalk flew up.
So this is what Brody's arguing about.
I can say whatever I want to say. If the other players are saying bad words in English, they have nothing. She cannot say it to you because she doesn't even know what I said. I was speaking Latvian. Not even Russian. I spoke Latvian. You don't hear me. Not Russian. She cannot understand Latvian. Latvian? Can she? Okay, call her and ask if she understands Latvian. I spoke Latvian. It's a different language. It's different language. Shut up.
Yeah, it's a joke. Can you say it perfectly? You cannot work at all.
Well, if she... No, this is her job, and just... Yes. Well... Okay.
Stunning shot.
Alena, come here. Come. Look at it. Ball is in. They cannot help you with my decisions, and they can explain you that later. This is it.
Now compare that with Serena Williams at the 2018 US Open. She smashed a racket and argued a call. Instantly, 3 code violations. Millions in fines and endorsements lost. Her sister Venus, decades of bad calls and being treated as invisible. Naomi Osaka, booed during her historic victory over Serena.
Ladies and gentlemen and fans, if you would, a hand for the 2 competitors who played in this finals match tonight.
Even NYT watered it down, writing, "Ostapenko appears to tell Townsend she has no education. She didn't appear, she said it, on camera, admitted it." And it all ties back to tennis's roots as a gentleman's sport, code for elitist, exclusionary, and racist. These country club traditions still dictate who gets labeled classy versus aggressive, who gets praised versus punished. Fans are waking up, one person said. Anyway, tennis is racist AF. AF, and that's why they can only handle one black person or person of color at a time. The rest of the time, they throw microaggressions at that successful person of color until they retire or just hide it behind critique or whatever. And another person added, exactly, that's why they were so mad at Venus and Serena. Tennis was designed to be exclusionary, so it burned their chests that two black girls from Compton not only got in, but dominated them and became two of the greatest to ever do it. It makes them so mad. Frances Tiafoe isn't exaggerating. Tennis has a racism problem baked into its foundation, and unless the system changes, black players will keep being punished for things their white peers are praised for. What do you guys think? Is Frances Tiafoe exposing the ugly truth tennis doesn't want us to see? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that subscribe button, and keep it locked here on Holomess for more stories they don't want you to hear.